Dear friends, may I salute you from here, depending on your times. This is the second segment of the broadcast we started yesterday. The speech of our one of the common. I want to salute each and every of you for the wonderful. Thank you for standing shoulder to shoulder with our Prime Minister for following up on everything. Islamic State of the terrorist Zoological Republic. Without wasting much of our time, done as I have an. I salute each and every one of you. So we're going to continue from where we stopped yesterday. But before then, the upcoming sit which is 29, 30th, and 31st of next month. Write it in your diary. Put a reminder of the victim of the terrorist state of the Zoological Republic. The terrorists that they are sending into our land to capture our people, notified of this sit at home. So you until that day. This part 2 of going to look at what we started yesterday. What we want you to understand, and you must have to understand these things. Because once you have a clue of all these things, that is going to make sense. When you understand what we are doing, you will have a vision of what we are doing. My sister Diana, when you understand these things, that is when this freedom fighting will begin to make sense to you. But if you don't understand it, it will never make any sense to you at all. Once you don't understand it, it will never make any sense to you at all. But once you understand it, everything will begin to make sense to you. And that is the only job we are here. You must have to understand all these things. Once you understand all these things, everything that we are doing will begin to make sense to you. My sister Chinenye, you are welcome. Once you understand all these things, everything that Mazi Samaneba is doing will begin to make sense to you. Everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader, what he have said, all this, whatever, everything will begin to make sense to you. But once you know these things that we are saying now, you don't understand what is at stake. You will keep on asking the question that the bandwagons are asking. To what end are all these things? What did they stand to gain? What did they stand to do this? That will be the same question you'll be asking. But once you have a clue of what this freedom that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stands for, that Mazi Simon Ekpa stands for, that Ojukwu and Philip Effiong and many other generals and many other freedom fighters, many other Biafra patriotic citizens fought and died for 1967, 1970. Once you understand this, everything will begin to make sense to you. And these are some of the things that we'll be bringing out from this speech of our brother Ibrahim Traore, because he's a man that knows what freedom is all about, and he have shown it by example, just like our leader, just like Mazi Simon Ekpa, just like Dr. Cho Ayaba, just like every other person that have gone this path are standing. So all these men are people that generations and generations unborn will speak of. Generations unborn will never cease to talk about our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Until this earth ceases to exist, they will never stop talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa. Until this earth ceases to exist, these heroes and heroines of our time, posterity will continue to remember them. That is why we are urging every one of us, every one of you, every one of us. Because as I'm talking to you, I'm also talking to myself. So long as we are still in this struggle, every one of us are still a suspect. Every one of us, nobody is a senior. That's why when you say senior comrade, senior this, senior that, I don't really buy into all those jargons, because we are still in this thing. We don't know who is who until we get to our destination. Until you continue that thing you started in the morning. When we wake you up in the afternoon, you're saying the same thing. In the evening, you're saying the same thing. Until we get to rest, you're saying the same thing. That is when we will be convinced truly that this person is a comrade indeed. And only three people have been confirmed to be these things that we are talking about. Or let me say 4 people. One of them is Ojukwu, our internal leader. The second person is Philip Effiong of. Then the third person is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. These are tested and trusted men, both those that have that lived and those that are still alive. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still alive. But the other two, Philip Effiong and our internal leader, Ojukwu, Ikemba Nnewi, they have been laid to rest, but they are still fighting. Until this Biafra is restored, they are not going to stop fighting. They are never going to stop fighting. That is what we are saying. And another person is our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. These are people that we trust, that they will not betray us, because they have never betrayed. Ojukwu did not betray. Philip Effiong did not betray. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, did not betray. Neither our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So these are the examples that we have. Then every other person that is accompanying any of these people, including myself, is secondary. Che Miriam Samson, you're welcome, my brother. You're welcome. Is secondary. Because this is what that gets into those that call themselves comrades that are not comrades. Once you begin to call them comrades, once they see themselves in one position or the other, they see themselves to be equal with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is the burden bearer of the Biafrans. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the burden bearer. Mazen Simon Ekpa is the burden bearer presently. It doesn't matter the position that you are elevated to. You cannot rub shoulders with these men that the Elohim has given the mantle to do what they are doing today. Or maybe you looked at yourself, you see yourself at the realm that you are educated, or you can speak fluently, you can do one thing or the other, you begin to see yourself that you can do it. Once you're not called to have that mantle, once that mantle have not been given to you, ndị Igbo na-asị na oji ọfọ ya na and ejighị ike were ọfọ. Ọwụ na iwuru aka ji ọfọ, iwuru aka ji ọfọ. Mana ọfọ nke anyị na-ekwu okwu ekita na with the mantle of leadership, that staff of authority, you might not be seeing it, but that staff of authority has been given to this man. That's why their voices roars, their voices echoes all over the place. With the arms of flesh, they cannot do all these things. You must have to understand all these things. These are the things we want to point out. We are pointing out to you that in this freedom fighting, you must understand all these things. That we are not here to rub shoulder who is more educated, who is more this, who is more skillful, who is more this. We are putting our resources together in one basket to achieve a common goal. And this is what you must have to understand. That is why our leader said what he said on the last interview he had with our Prime Minister today. He told him, do not allow the devil to enter you, because he knew there are many devils in IPOB then. Many devils. People that will call you the only thing, and I want to say this to you. If you have any comrade around you, it doesn't matter if it's a senior comrade, a junior comrade, a middle comrade, or whatever comrade, a new recruit comrade, whatever comrade that you call that person, either whether woman or man. And the only thing that person is good at is every time that whether he's chatting you or calling you, maybe you are in good time with him or her. The only thing that is in his or her mouth is discussing another comrade, fellow comrade. Run away from that person. That person is more dangerous than the people we are fighting. Let me rephrase. Let me repeat myself. If you are in this struggle, if you are in the government, if you are in the cabinet, and you see somebody that is easily gravitating towards evil, abstain yourself from that person. If you see somebody that is very good at discussing other comrades, run away from that person. That person is a danger. That person is a time bomb. The only way to go on this struggle is to watch each other's back. But when you see those that are chameleon, whenever our prime minister, he will always come to tell you what the prime minister do and what they do not do. Watch your back on such people. There's one of this speech that our brother, Dr. Cho Ayaba, gave very long time ago. He said, you don't choose your leader because you don't choose your leader because he's saying what you want to hear. You don't choose a leader because he listens to you. You choose a leader because he qualifies for the job. He might not be doing it the way you want him to do it, He might not be doing it the way that pleases you, but he's representing, he's doing the job. Just that he's not going in your own terms. That is what leadership is all about. Leadership is not a puppy that you will keep and tell the puppy, come, tell the puppy, give it a name that you want to give it, you want to give to it. Maybe you call it bingo, you call it anything. It's your puppy. You command it the way you want. That a puppy is not a leader. A leader is somebody that is in charge, that knows that sees the future, that sees what you are not seeing. But if you're seeing more clearer than your leader, in as much as our people say, no one takareze, unya wuleza na chika. Mananya weza nota karu ye uche kakia. Makijeje nota nke ọjọọ karịa, onwe ike were uche nke aka ya marụ nke ọ ya ewe, marụ nke ọ ya ewepụ. Maka ọnwụ nọ ife niile anụta karịa eze ka eze na-eme, before ịma ife na-eme na eze agbara ọtọ ma ọ bụ nyụọ nsị n'akwa na-akpagharị ka ụwa niile ha. Because the king wants to please everybody. A king cannot please everybody. And whenever you want your own opinion to be, when you want your own opinion to be the overall, that this suggestion you just bring now that the prime minister must, mark my word, must implement it, then you're already crossing the red line. Whenever you bring opinion, that opinion might be relevant. It might be a good suggestion. But a good comrade will throw the opinion out and allow the leadership, allow the government to make their decisions. Maybe that opinion is good, but it's not needed at the moment you suggest it. It doesn't call for an offense, for you to pick an offense and say, if this is the way I will be neglected whenever I suggest something I don't want to do again. These are the things you must understand if you want to go far in this struggle. If you want to make a permanent impact on what we are doing. Abstain from gossip, abstain from prognosing, abstain from murmuring, abstain from fault finding. Maka ịjụta isi nkịta nweghị ife ya eji agba ya eme. Ịjụta isi nkịta ya eji agba ya eme gịnị? For the sake of time, I think these have been cleared. Let's go to the voice of this our brother, this our comrade here. Ma ndị Igbo si oyi akwa awụ ahụ nya mara onwe ya. The era of looking Uche face have come and it have gone. Nobody is looking at your face now. And I want to remind us, nobody is indispensable. This notion that I'm indispensable because of one role or the other that the Biafran spirit is using you to play in this struggle does not mean that you are indispensable. I want to use this as an example and an illustration. If anybody tell you that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being kidnapped, just like he's being kidnapped from Kenya, extraordinary rendition, violate every of his human right, violate every laws that man that is known to man on this planet at international, local, and what have you. Nigerian terrorist state violated everything just to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and keep him incommunicado today. If anybody tell you that if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, like those that sold him, planned, just like the way they did when Judas Iscariot sold Jesus. They sold him that the ministry of Jesus will stop. But even at death, when they killed Jesus, the gospel spread abroad. If anybody told you then that if they kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that this struggle will not die, that people will still be talking about the struggle. That there will be another man that will even be more dangerous than the one they kidnapped. You yourself will not believe it. Because of the gift that Elohim, the personality that Elohim deposit in a Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and how he roars whenever he speak. You will never know that there's another man, there's a Joshua somewhere, that can also take the children of Israel to the promised land, that have been prepared to take the children of Israel to the promised land. If you were told that if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should move ground, that is why even him said, if I stop talking about Biafra, I expect that the next comrade close to me should take me down. But these idiots, that the only thing that they are good at is poisoning our people. If you are close to them, maybe you are better than them. Because what they are looking for is position. Once they see that you are better than them, they poison you, you die. That is what that was reigning then in IPOB. And let me bring this our sister's picture. It was her birthday, though it have passed, but we are still celebrating her, even her death. She is a hero indeed. Waka Waka, we will keep on remembering you. You will always be in our mind. We know the role you played. We know the things you are doing when you are still with us. This is our sister Waka Waka. Those that you think that they have the same vision as you, those that you think that is what you're saying, that is the same thing that they are saying. This our sister got loose that he's in his family, because we say IPOB one family, IPOB one family, IPOB. The same people will take the same oath to it, poisoned this our sister and send her to RIP. The same people framed our brother Ikonso up. He was ambushed and captured. The same people made sure that Gentle Lion died, and they concealed it, thinking that the information will not leak. You must have to understand all these things and know that in this struggle, you are here on your own. And you must come in as a volunteer army. That is the only way. If anybody come talking yapping around you, you kick that person, you kick him or her out. Because you volunteered to see that your freedom is achieved. Nobody forced you into it. You weren't ambushed to enroll into this struggle. There are many other people that have the knowledge more than you do, that has money more than you do. They are out there. Nobody knows that they are existing, but the struggle is still going on and moving smoothly. So if you check yourself, instead of coming to blacklist yourself, or put your record or your name in a black book of the Biafrans, that generations and generations to come, whenever your name is being mentioned, the history book will be out of the role you played, and it will be an ugly past. Gently, quietly, stay out. You can exit the stage without noise. You can exit the stage without pollution. You can exit the stage without making fool of yourself. Don't give yourself that bad record. It's not going to be good for you. These are the things you must have to understand. May the soul of our sister, Waka Waka, may your soul continue to fight until Biafra is restored. We have just 5 more minutes to be here. I don't know why I go this path that I'm going now, but whatever it is very important that you understand all these things. Let's listen to Abraham Traore. Maybe one of his points is what we're going to treat in the next 5 minutes, and we'll call it a day. In the evening,
understand this.
In the evening, by God's grace, we are going to be here. And I want you to be here on time. 7 o'clock, 7:30, we should be on air. By God's grace, the network will permit us to do so. Let's go there.
You may have noticed all the bodies have been destructured. No more training, nothing left for the army.
There's something Dr. Traore said. I want us to listen to that. I'm going to.
And the local people who surely
There's something that he said. Maybe that is where we are going to base our discussion in the next few minutes that we're going to be here. He said, systematically, France installed military juntas, military people that you will say that they are, how will I put it? Let me use this as an example. Just like if you come to Biafra land, you are having all these traditional rulers, you are having all these PGs, you are having all these Igwes that the government give license to control the people, to make sure that the people are kept down, to make sure that our lands are being sold to the Fulani. Traore said that a moment came that France started installing, they begin to have some military personnel that are in charge of so many areas in their communities, in the country. And they begin to find out, they begin to dig deep to know who are these people, what are their works. Because they stopped recruiting soldiers, they stopped training them, they stopped, because your enemy can never train you or teach you how to fight. Your enemy can never teach you how to fight. Ifediche, you're welcome. You're welcome, Ifediche. I salute you from here. Your enemy can never teach you how to fight, because he knows that if he teaches you how to fight, one day you will revolt against their tyranny. Traore said that they stopped training soldiers, they stopped recruitment, they stopped anything new in the army. They want them to be a bread that will be easily taken whenever anybody wants to raise an eyebrow. That's why you see all this installment of governors, installment of these here and there in Biafra land. And whenever you see them speak, whenever you see them act, whenever you see them make any decision, you will know where their loyalty lies. That is what Traore said yesterday. What is in that video we analyzed yesterday. We're not going to go back to that again, but I'll make reference to it. Dr. Traore said, I can call him a doctor because anyone that is doing very well, we can accord him any respect. He deserves it. Are you getting me? Just like we accord any respect to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. They deserve any respect, any name that we give them. Anybody fighting for Biafra, fighting for Africa, fighting for the liberation of their people. He said that whenever they get the order from the other side, you will see them running kitty kitty kata kata to come and enforce it on you. Just to please those that they are serving, that they are masters, that they are their masters. He said that they stopped training. Hear it from his mouth.
Really do not even understand the profound meaning of the word. Also,
Just hold on. This coming.
people call us putschis. Very well, we appropriate it.
We've discussed about this yesterday. Remember, we made 3 points yesterday. We made 3 points yesterday, which was the basis of which built up the basis of our discussion yesterday, which is the name that you're being given, the name that they call you.
Over the years, as far as Burkina Faso is concerned, you may have noticed
Can anyone hear me? Can anyone hear me? Please notify me if you can hear me. I don't know why this network.
all the bodies have been destructured. No more training, nothing left for the army.
No more training, nothing is left for the army. France knows that once the Burkina Faso, the indigenous people are not in the army, are not well trained, does not have the knowledge they need to have as soldiers, that they are like bread to them. Just like the Nigerian terrorist is doing today. Okay, thank you so much, Diana. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Just like the Nigerian terrorist is doing today. Once you're from the southeast, once you're from anywhere that you're not a Fulani man, you will be ambushed and sent to RIP. Boko Haram will ambush you. They will send you to the war front, and they will give Boko Haram the intel of what you're coming with and how many of you that are coming, and they will send all of you to RIP. It have happened and happened over and over and over and over and over again, and it's never going to stop until Biafra is restored. If you're waiting for your enemy to teach you how to fight, you will all die. That is what our brother Twairo is saying in other words. That is why Mazi Simon Ekpa refused to stop. That is why our leader said, if you think we are going to stop, you are wasting your time. If you don't understand why we are fighting, get out. If all your hope is, Westerners, come and fight for us. Yeah, we are being killed. They want you to be a bread. They want you to be vegetable. so that they will keep on taking your mineral resources unabated, so that nobody will question whatever laws they put on you in Africa. What is hard for you to understand in all these things? That your freedom is the only bedrock that will elevate you from all these plans. Your freedom is the only thing that is going to give you an edge. Your freedom is the only thing that is going to give you an edge. Nothing more. If you fail to get your freedom, thank you, Chinenye Obiefuna. If you fail to get your freedom, you are done for. You will remain and die as a local slave. Slave of slaves. You will live and die. And many of these people you call leaders have chosen to become slave of slaves, just to be eating the crumbs that are falling out from the master's table. The security of our land is one of the things that freedom will give to you. The security of your children is one of the things that freedom will give to you. The security of life and property is only freedom that can give it to you. It's only freedom that will stop invaders from coming into your land. But if you remain in this porosity of Nigeria, the way Nigeria is being porous, the Fulanis from all the walks of life, Fulanis from 15 countries of the world can troop into Nigeria. So long as they are Fulani, they already have a permanent citizenship, because Nigeria is their forefathers' estate. According to Suman Danfodio, if you continue to carry Nigeria on your head, RIP will become your portion. These are the things you must understand. And it is not hard to articulate or to analyze and understand all these things. That when we speak, as we fight, we are only fighting for one thing, and that is to survive. Survival is what we are fighting for. The right to live the way we were living before the British came, to live better the way Elohim created us to live. That is what we are fighting for. And these are the things you must understand. We're not fighting in Nigeria. No, that is not why we're fighting. We're not fighting because there's no refinery working in. No, that's not why we're fighting. We are fighting to survive. That we've seen that our race, our nation has been mapped out by the world for extinction. And this generation will not sit by and watch it happen. A 10-year-old boy, 1967, 1970, understood why Biafrans must fight. He said that Biafrans are fighting for survival. And once you understand all these things, your headache will be less. Your worries will be less. Fighting the wrong fight, you will stop it. Fighting Simon Ekpa will no longer be your aim, will no longer be your goal. But fighting the enemy's camp will now be your goal. The only enemy we have is the Western imperialism and those enablers of those Western imperialism in our midst. In Africa, ECOWAS is not free of this. African Union is not. They are not neutral. They are not speaking for you. If they are speaking for you, Ibrahim Traore will not be complaining that their people are not being trained in the army anymore. Why are they not being trained in the army? The army is being trained to stand against external aggression. Is it that Burkina Faso no longer has a view? They no longer see any challenges in the future? That there might be any uprising against their nation, maybe by terrorists or by anybody in the future. So why are they not being trained? They are not being trained because your enemy will not want to train you to fight. That's why whenever you say, man, oh, you must listen to the governors, you must align yourself with the governors, you are the most mumu person I've ever seen. You are the most foolish person I've ever seen. If you are anchoring your faith on those that hated you and hated what you're doing and hated everything that has to do with you, that don't want you to breathe, those that will come out and ask, should we allow the poor to breathe? That means they knew that they have been suffocating you for decades. And you hear this and you laugh over it and you use it as a comedy. You're doing yourself. Biafrans are not comedians. The Biafran Republic government in exile, our prime minister and its cabinet are not comedians. We are in here for a serious business of freedom. And this is the things you must have to understand. That those that want you, they want to be a demigod over you, they can never fight, they will never join force. What are they fighting for? Answer me. What are they fighting for? What will they be fighting for? Your agony is giving them joy. It's what that is putting food on their table. And they are not ready today, tomorrow to stop eating those food that your agony is bringing. And the same people you think that one day they woke up and say, oh, this bread that we are eating is out of the agony of our brothers and sisters. Let's stop it and give them and fight alongside with them, because they cannot give you freedom. Nobody can give you freedom. You will join forces together with those that have the like mind, that are like mind, and fight and liberate yourself. That is the only way to gain freedom. And these are the things you must have to understand. We have exceeded the time. I wanted just to be up here for 30 minutes. I have other engagements today. But this evening, maybe we'll be staying for like 1 hour. We'll be bringing out, there are something that this man said. We'll discuss about it in the evening. Just stay tuned. I salute each and every one of you for coming. But don't let this one knowledge elude you. That is, everything that we are fighting for, everything that Mazi Simonekpa is doing, everything that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu stand for, everything that the genuine Biafrans are fighting for is for freedom and nothing more. And if you understand that is freedom, then you go and read the account of those that have fought. How did they fight? How did they come? Once you have understanding of this, you will know that there's no formula to fighting of freedom. And these are the things you must understand. See you in the evening, Biafrans, men and women of good. We do well to share this program. My sister Chinenye Obiefuna and Chie Miriam Samson, I salute you, daughter of God. I salute you, my sister, for coming. Diana, my sister, I salute you for coming. And Ife Diche, Biafrans, Ife Diche, I salute you for coming. And every other person that did not send a message that I cannot see, but you are there. May Elohim continue to bless you. May Elohim guide and protect you. The sun will not smite you by the day. neither the moon by the night. Elohim will guide your going out and coming in and make the light of his countenance to shine upon you. He will be gracious to you and be merciful to you. He will keep and guide you till Biafra is restored. Amen and amen. Thank you so much. See you in the evening. Your eyes remain on the ball. God bless you.